Alright, so bear with me on this episode of Let's Talk Jinx. We're going to try something a bit fun and creative and like community involved, in which case we're going to do Would You Rather, but we're going to make it a Jinx version of Would You Rather. So this might be janky, and this might actually end up not being a good idea. That's totally fine, but I figured let's try to do something for fun for once in between patches, and let's see how this goes. Meaning like we're going to get two questions, and then we're going to make them Jinx related. So we're going to skip this question because it's already answered, and how this would work is like we go to this next question, and it'd be like, would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Vader? And we'd switch them to make them Jinx related. It's like talk like Jinx or breathe like Fishbones, or, you know, something like that. And that's how we're going to do this. It'll be fun. I try to make my own templates, by the way, in case you're like, why didn't you just make your own versions? And I'm going to say that I botched it. That's why. So that's what's going to be for this one. Comment with your answers in the comment section down below, and let's have some fun. Let's see what we can do. So like this one, would you rather, but instead of what it says, it will say be crazy, you know, like Jinx, but have a sane kid, you know, a not crazy kid, or be sane, but have like a Jinx level crazy kid. In which case, for me personally, I think I'd rather the first one, because to be a YouTuber is to be crazy as it is, but if I was going to bother having a kid to begin with, I would want them to be brilliant so they could be set up for life, because boy, between economy and a whole bunch of other stuff I won't get into, life can be hard, you know? But if you're brilliant, maybe that makes it a little easier. So I'll be the crazy one. I'm a Jinx man after all. We're already halfway there. There we go. So this is a fun one. So this is a bit of a trivia one. If you didn't know, when Jinx came out, someone asked August like what Jinx's like favorite candy would be, and he actually said Skittles. So this will be how we relate to this one. Would you rather, for the rest of your life, only eat Skittles, or only eat fruits, and we'll leave the other one as fruits and vegetables? In which case, we'll just take the salad, we'll throw it over there, fruits, vegetables, salads, all that stuff is on the red side, or Skittles for the rest of your life. So you could only eat one of those two. Now, there are drawbacks to both, and one thing I will say is you're allowed to cheat with your answer. If you want to make some weird loophole for your answer, that's totally fine. For me personally, I do also like me some Skittles, but if we're talking only eat Skittles, I'm not going to live very long, alright? As much as I like Skittles, and as much as I'm not the biggest fan of certain fruits and vegetables, I do like some others, and salads are alright, so I will have to go with this one. But you can answer with yours in the comment section down below. Again, it's like a play-along Jinx thing. If this is really bad and janky, we won't do this idea again, I'm sorry. But I figured with how much you guys usually like are supportive of the videos and stuff, I kind of wanted to just do something that involved y'all a little more, because I think that would be kind of nice and cool in relation. But let's see. Okay, this one's a little janky, but hear me out. Instead of always drive under or over the speed limit, we're going to switch it to, would you rather always be stuck at the 325 movement speed that Jinx has, or would you rather always be moving at the get excited speed? In which case you're always moving at the passive speed, like always, when you're trying to CS, when you're trying to farm, when you're trying to rotate, which that would be useful when you're trying to team fight, when you're trying to run away from somebody, or you're trying to chase somebody. There's obviously pros to that, but there might be some cons to that too if you're trying to just, you know, farm something in bot lane, but you're moving it like super fast, versus the other one where you're always at 325. You never have that extra movement speed. When you build items, you're never going to have the movement speed. It's always just the slowest movement speed possible. For me personally, I'm not going to lie, I would probably go with the get excited passive personally, so that's the red option, just because, and hear me out, as wild as trying to farm maybe might be with that movement speed, it's not impossible. Like, people do it all the time when you get a kill in bottom lane, use the movement speed to help chip down a tower, or rotate over to dragon, or you do CS with that. So it's not like that's something that's unheard of, right? If you were always the very slow movement speed without any sort of compensation buffs, I don't know what exactly, like, that would be great if Jinx was overpowered and needed to be nerfed, I guess, but I don't know, you know, without something extra, I guess I'm going with the always have get excited. Also, in the general question itself, by itself, it's kind of funny, interesting how things fill out, because like personally, under or over could be as little as like 1 mile or 1 kilometer. So, you know, it doesn't mean you have to be speeding super fast or speeding super slow. So this one will be interesting. Instead of would you rather have triplets or be a triplet, Jinx has 3 guns. So would you rather have 3 different guns and have to be like crazy, like basically like Jinx guns, or would you rather be one of the guns? Would you want to be Fishbones? Some people out there want to be Fishbones. They like Fishbones. Fishbones is pretty cool. Fishbones is Jinx's repressed sane side, and that's why she talks to it. After all, that's the theory anyway. From before, I'm talking before. This ain't Arcane spoilers. It's like before Arcane stuff. That's the concept. It's like if you know who Scarface is in Batman, the puppeteer and the puppet. It's like that, but reversed. You know, So with that being said, me personally, there was, okay, so there was this one, let me pull it up real quick and I'll show you guys. Okay, so this Vulpin props a while ago built like an actual to scale fish bones, and it looks so good. Nothing against like people who like cosplay and have to build fish bones obviously themselves, but these guys like have like a metal and wood shop, and this was, I think they were commissioned maybe by Riot. You're gonna have to fact check me on that. To actually make this, and they made, and like the eyes actually glow, they have like LEDs in there and stuff like that, and it looks really good actually, relative to the in-game one too. And so personally, I would love to actually, just personally, in all honesty, I'd love to just do something like this in the future myself and just build a Fishbones prop that looks this good. It's been a while since I did metals and wood shop, so we'll have to see about that one, Chief. But yeah, they actually built and it looks really good. And so personally, I'm on the first side of I'd want to have the triple guns. I don't really need a shock pistol or apparently not that heavy minigun to wield around, but at the same time, like, I don't know, something about, like I said, being a Jinx main all this time. Fishbones is kind of iconic. Not that her other guns aren't, but like Fishbones is like the gun out of all the guns when it comes to Jinx. It's like Harley Quinn's mallet, you know, or something like that, or like I guess Batman and Batarangs. I make a lot of Batman references here. I can make some other ones. It's like Sonic to Rings, you know, ratio. So I would probably, that's the one I would probably go with, because I definitely, oh wow, people disagree. That's fine. No one's perfect. But yeah, I just thought, in case you also didn't know that, like you're a newer Jinx player, like check out Vulpin props. They did that, and it's actually really sick, in my opinion. Ooh, this one could be fun. So would you rather, instead of have your best friend be a girl or have your best friend be a guy, we're going to use two people specifically. Would you rather have your best friend be Vi, or would you rather have your best friend be Echo? In which case, truth be told, you can apparently have more than one best friend. So I've been told. But at the same time, you know, which one would you kind of go for? And this has nothing to do with Arcane, I believe. This is just general stuff too. Like, even in the old lore, like before Arcane, all of them were in a crew together. So there you go. But let's see. Because Vi is pretty cool. For those that don't know, Vi is like my second favorite, only second to Jinx. Vi is awesome in my opinion. But Echo also is up there actually too. When Echo came out, I went and got Echo. He was really fun. I didn't like tank Echo that much, to be honest. But like going against him in the mid lane, like taking him against a Yasuo or something, ended up being way more chaotic and fun than you might even expect. Like 2015 Yasuo, where everybody thought Yasuo was still like super broken, and now people don't even remember Yasuo anymore. So both these champions actually have like a good place in my, like, I guess top X rank, like MySpace top 8 whatever. However, I think, oh, this is hard. I think I have to go with Vi, just because, like what I said earlier, she is like, if Jinx wasn't on the table, Vi would have ended up being like probably my favorite champion across the board for a lot of different reasons. But Echo, he's like right. It's kind of like this percentage even. Echo's up there for me. I like Jin as a lot of August champions, unsurprisingly. Are up there for me. But what about you, right? So would you go with Vi? Would you want Echo as your best friend? There you go. Okay, this one's a bit of a fun one for in terms of thematic. So instead of having Ice Breath or Fire Breath, would you rather have an Ice-themed Jinx skin or a Fire-themed Jinx skin? There was an All-Stars actually a couple years ago where that was actually, we voted for the skin. It was like a Inferno theme or the Frost theme. And whatever theme won, one of 3 champions was going to get a skin themed off of that. And Diana won. She got Inferno Diana, as a matter of fact. So kind of like that. Would you like I guess what you call like Frostwalker Jinx versus an Inferno Jinx? In which case I have a fire bias, so I'm automatically going with fire, by the way. Anybody that knows me knows I like fire a lot. Ice Breath. Ice Breath ain't bad, truth be told, but I mean, like, bro, Fire Breath. You know, I'm up in the north. We have Ice Breath once it gets to the winter anyways. If you go outside, it feels like you just inhaled ice and your nose hairs freeze over, all right? So I already get to live this, so I want to experience this, you know what I mean? But, you know, do you? All right, instead of would you rather live in Boston or would you rather live in New York City, we're going to say would you rather live in Piltover or would you rather live in Zaun? And that question is basically, it's pretty straightforward. Now, personally, I have a Zaun bias, but I'm kind of have like an old Zaun bias for the old people. Back when Piltover and Zaun were like 2 different city-states, like Metropolis and Gotham. Like they were actually separated and not like what it is now in the lore. And again, this is before Arcane. They made that change before Arcane, so it's not Arcane spoilers, don't worry. But I was always biased to Zaun way back then. And now with the changes, I'm still biased towards Zahn though. I'm still biased towards Zahn. So we'll say Boston. We'll say Boston is Piltover, and we'll say Zahn is the red side, New York City. But again, it doesn't really matter in the comment section. You could just say your answers straight up instead of having to worry about what these were. That's just in case you like the percentages though, for the sake of. And a lot of people would rather live in Zahn, it turns out. There we go. This might be a good one to end the video on, even though we're going to leave the questions the same. It's, would you rather live in the Doctor Who universe or live in the Star Wars universe? Here's the caveat, but you get Jinx's arsenal. And you also get Jinx. Like, it's you and Jinx for whatever reason transversing through whichever universe you pick, and you both got a full arsenal of weaponry. Which one would you want to deal with? Now, personally, if I had to give my own answer, I give answers for both of these, right? Now, granted, when it comes to Doctor Who, I really only know like David Tennant and Matt Smith, that kind of era. I'm not like a long time viewer, I guess, even though I guess that was a couple years ago at this point. And with Star Wars, while I know a lot of Star Wars stuff, that could, hold on, because like there's a lot, like the Super Mega Death Rocket is an insanely powerful warhead, right? So there's a lot of vehicles in the Star Wars universe that you probably could solve if they're troubling you with one of those, okay? Especially depending on the era. We're talking like the Clone Wars, the Galactic Civil War, that third era that no one talks about anymore. The Old Republic, whatever you want to go with. You can paradox them all together if you want. But I'm just saying, like, there's certain things that would bother you, probably, like, you know, if a Sith came after you. The Force, you know. Jinx does not like melee. Jinx is not good with melee. A Super Mega Death Rocket, however, might work. It depends. Well, in the Doctor Who universe, you have things like Weeping Angels, all right, and the Daleks and the Cybermen and stuff like that. Which, truth be told, I wonder how they would fare against weaponry like what Jinx has. Just because in a lot of the episodes, like, it's one of the fun things about Doctor Who. He doesn't use guns. He uses his smarts usually to outwit certain things. But it would be kind of interesting just for the theory of how things like that would fare against like the Super Mega Death Rocket and stuff like that too. Basically, my answer is boiling down to which would it be more fun to watch take a Super Mega Death Rocket to the face just to see what would happen. Would they die? Would they live? Would a third option happen? You know what I mean? Other caveat, obviously the other characters would be in this universe too. So if you went to the Star Wars universe, like, you know, R2 and Luke, Skywalker, Anakin, Obi-Wan, they'd all be there. And in the Doctor Who universe, you know, you would get the Doctor and stuff like that too. So for the sake of being different, because I also feel like a lot of people are just gonna pick Star Wars, I'm gonna offset it with Doctor Who. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. So that's the one I would go with. You can go with whatever one you want. Comment in the comment section down below. That's what we're going to end this video for. A bit of a for fun idea. We're trying this out, see how this works. If people end up liking this, maybe we'll bring this back like every couple months or something between patches. And there we go. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care. GG, it jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.